Welcome everyone, it's Gray Shirt Guy. Rock the Gray Shirt as always. We're putting together some Firewarriors today, but we're just going to kind of talk about just hobby stuff and stuff that's on my mind. And we got those bases from Secret Weapon, I think it's Secret Weapon Miniatures, which if you haven't heard, the latest I heard was that they were going out of business due to the pandemic and just doing lockdowns and business and not being able to ship products out. That's from what I heard. There was some rumors that they might be partnering with somebody else. They did a fire sale, but their resin bases weren't on sale, which was unfortunate because I have at least two, maybe three armies that I know of that are used secret weapon bases, and so like Tau being one of them, and so it's kind of a bummer. I ordered a couple more models that would have used their bases, but unfortunately, I only have a set number. When I originally built this army, or when I originally ordered all these models way back, I think probably 2017, 2018 time frame when I picked up this Farsight army, I only ordered enough secret weapon bases for the army. I didn't order any extras because they were kind of expensive. Well, they were reasonably priced for what they were, but I just didn't order any extras, and well, it's kind of a shame. But we're organizing, we're setting all our bits up. I just set them up as strike squads, and we're just kind of going through the process. This is how I do infantry squads of like about 10 units or so. I just kind of set them up, kind of organize them, kind of sort out where the bits are. And I don't know, do you guys do this, or do you guys do one model at a time? I used to do one model at a time, and sometimes I notice that I'm missing bits. So it's kind of start off, and that's the knife I use. It's basically Craftsman flip open box cutter. And I've used it mostly just because I've got kind of big chunky hands, and there's not a hobby knife. All the X-Acto type hobby knives are too small. And that hobby knife can sometimes be too big. And so I haven't found a happy medium between the normal small flimsy knives and the bigger knives. And I really do like the blade because it's good for cutting, good for scraping, good for chopping into like a harder, denser material. And it does kind of de-chunk sometimes where it'll take a little bit more off than you wanted. But you can do that with an X-Acto knife too. So it's mostly just kind of about control and what you're doing, and mostly getting a good set of clippers. The clippers I had, the little green, the blue handle ones you see in the video, they're not bad. I probably should swap them out, but they're still clipping, and so I'm like, I don't want to. I have a new pair that's still in the pack I bought a couple years ago. I haven't used them yet. I probably should swap them out because the green ones, I used them to clip some metal rods, and they got a couple divots in them, so I probably should swap them out here. And yeah, we're just building up this Fire Warrior Sergeant, I forget what you call him, and throwing on that super glue on the pad. And then we're just gonna kind of build up some more. This was done over, I think, 3 days, 3 maybe 4 days of just, assemble one model, go get some dinner, kind of sleep down, and then assemble another. And let's see, what else have I done? Yesterday I took my Katachan Army, because they're doing armies on parade. Took my Katachan Army, set it up on a 2x2, a 2 foot by 2 foot display board, and took a bunch of pictures. And some people were saying, well, it's nice, but there's kind of a lot of empty space because it's 4 Valkyries, 30 infantry. Well, it's like 38 infantry with characters. Actually, no, it's more than that. It's 30 infantry units, like regular infantry squads, and then you have 15 scions. And so, yeah, it's about 50-ish so infantry, because you got commissar character, you got the veterans, you got the HQ, and you got some of the special Katachan characters and the command squad, platoon commanders. So it's a pretty decent army. Plus, it's got 3 sentinels and 3 hellhounds for 2,000 points, but it doesn't really fill up the board, so to speak. And I didn't really have anything that I kind of wanted to fill the board up with, so I ended up what's the word? I ended up, so I took the pictures, and they were like, it's kind of empty. And so I was looking over at my shelf, and I have a Talarn, but the Talarn, there's so many tanks that would actually take up too much space, and I think it would be too crowded to put the Talarn tanks on there. And so I looked over at my Blood Angels, and I was like, yeah, let's do the Blood Angels. So I took the Blood Angels, put them on the, kind of started going with like the nicer units, putting them on the board, kind of fitting the Terminators and the Jump Troops and the Death Company. The sanguinary guard. You just start putting them on the table. And it got really crowded. I was having to kind of like move units around to try to squeeze in some room to get Mephiston on there and the HQs and Smash Captain and everything. But yeah, so I took some pictures of the for Armies on Parade, and I went to submit it, and the link on the Armies on Parade website, if you click on it, has a mail to, which mail to is just a hyperlink to for mail services. But the mail to address had the wrong address, which I thought was kind of funny. So we kind of dealt with that, and we fixed it and sent the email to the correct place, because originally I sent the email and it was like, this email address doesn't exist, and I was like, well, that's not the email I sent it to, but that's where the mail to was, which I thought was kind of funny. And we're about to crack on to paint a Solar Lord Marcarius kit bash. I've shown it on the channel before, and I'll probably post some clips at a later date. But we're about to paint that up today, and just trying to get through the weekend. Really, I have my annual fitness test coming up on Tuesday, and I did a practice test on Monday, and I did pretty well. I got a 92% on my practice test, which should give me the confidence boost. Hey, you just did this last week, so you should be fine. And it's just one of those things. Oh yeah, so we were doing the Firewarriors, but I didn't want to actually film doing all 10 of them, and so we kind of just switched over to just doing we finished all 10 of them, and then we're doing the drones. So we did 2 marker drones, and then we did the support system, which I think the support system is kind of funny, because you just take the support system and you put it on the battlefield, and it's kind of stationary. And as long as your troops don't leave unit coherency, it stays up. Once you leave unit coherency, like if your units have to run away or something, they have to kind of get rid of it, which I thought was interesting. And yeah, so my test is on Tuesday, and it's just one of those things, because I was running. So I have Achilles tendonitis. It's been reoccurring for probably 3-4 years at this point in time, and so there'll be times when I can run, and I don't feel my ankles feel fine and everything's good. Back in July, I was doing some running near the end of July. And I woke up one morning, went out to the track, and then ankle just started hurting, just like it did a while ago. And I was like, no, not again. Went to the doc, and I was like, hey, this is going to take 3-4 months to heal up. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll give you a no running thing for 30 days. I'm like, didn't you hear me? I need at least a 60-day thing. And nope, they only gave me 30 days. So I was like, all right, okay. I went to physical therapy. It doesn't hurt as much. It's kind of a moderate pain. And when I did my practice test, I felt the pain in my ankle on the first lap, but after that, it was mostly just the pain kind of went away in the ankle. It was just kind of like, I haven't ran a lot, so it was just kind of in my lungs, just when you're exerting yourself and running really fast. And so I ended up having to walk a little bit, but I still finished the run in time, well, with plenty of time to get over a 90, which is good. And so it's just something I got to do on Tuesday. And there's like ice cream and pizza and all these delicious things I want to eat, but I've been like quote unquote depriving myself and trying to eat healthier, just so I can get through this test. And then the dumb part is the physical therapist said, like, hey, after the test, don't run for a couple months. And I'm like, if you don't want me to run for a month, at least a month to 2 months, then why are you making me run this exam? And so it's whatever. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm doing this weekend. And we got our Fire Warriors all laid up and ready to go. And we're about to get on to some painting. So you'll have a good one. And yeah, just, have a good weekend. Goodbye.